What's up, viewers? I like to do random videos and I like to do projects around the house. So I just wanted to kind of give a little tour of my house, just kind of like show what I've done, what me and my wife have done to this house to get it up to norm, so to speak. We bought this house back in 2015 when the market was pretty low. Foreclosure, all original brown carpet, yellow countertops in the kitchen. It was very 1970s-esque. So let's get straight to it. So I actually install flooring. I don't do it as a profession anymore. But if you'd like to see tutorial videos on like vinyl plank, laminate floors, I don't have hardwood glue down floors, but did that as well. So anyways, getting into the flooring, we had a fence that was right here because we have a drop off. But what we had to do here is this was rounded with carpet on it. So I went ahead and boarded this off with some, I think it was 1x4, just wood, which left a gap here. Filled that in with concrete after sealing the bottom. Went ahead and cornered it off. Did some rubber steps on the side and some flooring from the kitchen, some leftover flooring from the kitchen right there as well. This flooring I did not do. We had this installed by, I think it was Express Flooring before I got into the profession myself. And I recommend you not going through them, to be honest. And I will show you why if you want to know why in the comment section. Let me know if you want to know why. Don't go with those guys. I would prefer going with a private company and just really scoping out the industry before you go with a bigger business like that. All right, so we did all the baseboards too. Ignore the, God, they're dirty, but anyways, we did this years ago. So we did this entire living room. I'll get into this little guy too. I made this guy, it's pretty cool. So we have the kitchen, obviously, and then we go into the dining and all the way into the great room. So it's just all the same floor, you know, just doing different techniques up against the brick. Let's go into the first bathroom. Let's ignore if there's a mess in here, but anyways. So I went ahead and installed these sinks, did the floor up to the shower, dipped down. So there's like some techniques that you can do to bring that floor back up to avoid, you know, like water puddling in the corners, stuff like that. Took off the big mirror and the old, so that was my first time ever doing like a matched patching or texture job. So it's kind of embarrassing, to be honest, but you know, it works. And then we have these ceiling lights, like these soffits. I went ahead and went up in here. I rerouted the wiring and brought the wiring through to get an over the mirror lighting effect. Let's go back into here. We just did this one recently, and we're still working on the shower. Let's not even worry about that. You know what? Close the door. Okay, so this one also had that soffit up in the ceiling. You can kind of see where I did like the patching. I did like the drywall sheeting up here. Didn't come out too great. That was the first time doing that as well. Went ahead and put in some recessed lighting. Just kind of like split that off. This had a big mirror in the back, and this counter was all brown and it had a cracked sink, everything. So I got all this material from scrap from doing other jobs, doing like the flooring and cabinet installation. So had some extra corian, which is kind of like a composite plastic material that just looks like granite. So if you ever hear that word, corian. So I went ahead and I cut that to length, cut out my pocket here for the drop-in sink. Obviously just a little bit of plumbing and stuff. So, you know, that's the easy stuff. Went ahead and cut my own backsplash out of, again, extra corian. We didn't have the matching white color, so, you know, it is what it is. Gave it a little bull nose, sanded it with some wet sand, 800 grit. Did inside the closet as well. This is not the carpet that was originally here, but inside the closet. Some techniques to go around these little corners here. I did this really fast because I wasn't too worried about, you know, that area. So at a normal job, obviously I'd take a little bit more care doing it. Let's get back over to this guy here. So I found this wine rack outside of a dumpster at an apartment complex. The top was withered. It wasn't this top, it was like a vinyl kind of thing. It's kind of like this material right here, and it was weathered and it was peeling and it was stripped and sun beaten. So I ripped that off, and I had some pallet board, and I went ahead and some quarter round. So this is actually just like pine quarter round for baseboard trim. And I went ahead and made these, you know, soft corners, and then kind of roughed it up and made it look like this. And then underneath, obviously just like some supports. But yeah, it turned out really good. Goes with the house. I think it can go with many houses, I think. But so that was a free thing. This was all leftover stuff, and, you know, pallets and old paint. So, oh my gosh, Arizona, my allergies going nuts. All right, so this door, we took this door out at one point, and then I bought the wrong size door jamb to replace it. So that was a fail, but we worked around it. So the door jamb was actually supposed to be 4 1/4 inches. I bought the 3 1/4 inches. So this piece right here is actually a handmade cut piece of wood that I did just on this side, because the door would not close. So I had to notch this out, do all sorts of things, but it ended up turning out all right. So that was another project. That was kind of another one-time thing. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, obviously, come on, this table. So my wife is in love with this table. We spent $40 on the table. We found it at Goodwill. We walked in, and it was all this kind of like this blue-gray color. Even the top. And it's solid. I mean, it is straight, it's solid wood all over. So we saw that immediately. We said, we're gonna buy that. So got that for 40 bucks. Took a planer to the top. So this was all smooth. I took a planer to the top, obviously a couple mistakes here, but I think that's what makes it unique. So we left that. Obviously some deep grooves that I accidentally cut, but it gives it a really just nice look. Let me know what you guys think. I've actually contemplated trying to sell this, but not for 40 bucks. So after that, after we planed it, it was the same color as down here. So it was just a typical pine. And we did a Kona brown, and we did that pretty heavy. And then I went back over it with, I think it was sandpaper or just like a sponge or a towel. And I wiped up areas where it kind of like had it, you know, not be as dark, I guess. So after that, I did the polyurethane coating. I painted that on here, probably 2 or 3 coats. And I didn't do them heavy enough. That was my first time doing that. And I also recommend doing that in like a garage, because I did get some drips on the floor, and it will not come out. So that was a fun project, and it came out really good. So that's kind of like our main piece. But there are a few other things in the house. I think I could show like the shed in the backyard. just real quick. But if you guys want to see like a tour of that, we built that. My father-in-law and myself, we built that from scratch. And done a few other things. Did some pavers out in the backyard. So if you're ever, sorry, whoa, close cam. If you're ever curious on like maybe doing paver work, or if you have if you have like a concrete area that you would rather that area be paver, you know, there's ways to go about it without removing the concrete first. I'll just give you just a quick show of it. So I did these pavers out here and sealed them. But so there's little tips and unique tricks that you can do that I kind of just did it on my own. I didn't even do any YouTube video searches on it. I was like, this might work. So, and it did, and it works really good. So if you have any questions on anything, I try and do a little bit of everything around the house, you know, drywall, baseboards, flooring, electrical, plumbing. I did the whole plumbing under the kitchen sink here. It's, oh God, it's a mess, but I pretty much did all this plumbing here. Not easy stuff, but you know, stuff that everybody can do, I think, just with a little bit of advice. So if you have any direct questions, direct advice, rather than having to search through YouTube or whatever, hit me up with questions. I will try and get back to them as much as I can. I don't do this for like a living or anything, but I think it's fun and it's cool to show. So let me know. Thanks for watching. I'm not going to say subscribe or anything, but if you want to, sure, go ahead. So again, I don't do this for money. So good stuff. I'll find some more stuff for everybody, content wise. All right, have a good one.